everybody, I am Quarantine, back with another ARK video. I know I said I'd switch it up, but I just wanted to get this video done and out there before I did. That being said, let me know if there's any games you want me to play and make videos about in the future. Anyway, this is another video in my ARK Dinosaur review series, and I don't have much else to say about it, so let's just get right into it. The first creature I'll talk about today is the Kaprosuchus, not to be confused with the Sarcosuchus. The Kapro is a water-based predator that resembles a crocodile with extra long legs. The name Kaprosuchus translates roughly to boar crocodile, which is a reference to its large boar-like tusks. The ARK portrayal of the creature doesn't do it justice, but you can definitely see the size of the tusk on real-life specimen. Kapros spawn in the swamps around the island, and they're fairly common there. They're part of what make the swamp so dangerous, and they pose a real threat to early game players. Taming a Kaprosuchus, it's no easy task. They are incredibly dangerous because they can launch through the air to grab you, and once they do, they don't let go. They can even take you off of smaller mounts this way. The best and probably only viable way to knock out a Kapro is by snaring it with a bola and tranking it out when it can't move. Once you do tame a Kapro, you can ride on it. It is a dual land and water mount, meaning that it can run on land and has decent swimming capabilities too. Its movement speed on ground is good, and its swim speed is great. It also doesn't deplete oxygen whilst swimming underwater. The Kaprosuchus has 3 attacks. It has a standard melee bite attack that can be activated by using left click on PC. It also has a lunge attack, which can be activated by right clicking. This does more damage and has more range, but it costs more stamina. The Kapro will also pick the victim up in its jaws if the victim is small enough. Furthermore, the Kapro can simply grab at the victim without launching by pressing C. All of the Kapro's attacks reduce the target's stamina by 2 times the damage done, and it'll deal damage over 4 seconds. Other than its attack power, there's not much else remarkable about this creature. It is decent at harvesting fish, and that's about it. Do I think it's worth the effort of taming a Kaprosuchus? I'd say for single player, maybe, and for multiplayer, yes. Like I said before, the Kapro is pretty dangerous to tame, and unless you land a bola, it will grab you and you'll have a bad time. If you are able to tame it though, it's a solid ATV, although I'd still probably prefer the Sarcosuchus to the Kaprosuchus. On multiplayer, the ability to grab other players and snatch them off their mounts is priceless. So yeah, if you're feeling brave, go tame a Kaprosuchus, cause they're definitely a cool mount to have. The next dinosaur I'll talk about is probably the most popular and infamous dinosaur to exist, none other than the Rex. The Rex is obviously a giant, meat-eating theropod, and in-game it even has a super awesome tech variant. The scientific notes found within ARK assign the Rex the binomial nomenclature of Tyrannosaurus dominum, which means it's not actually a Rex at all. Tyrannosaurus dominum and Tyrannosaurus rex are 2 different species, and the dominum is much larger. We'll just call it a Rex though in this video just to keep it simple. Rexes are rare spawns, and they spawn in the redwoods and pretty much every mountainous region on the island. For that reason, they shouldn't come in contact with new players too often, but if they do, it's safe to say that the human is done for. In the wild, Rexes go after and fight almost anything, so if you ever get spotted by a Rex, it's probably a good idea to run by other dinosaurs and direct its attention to them. Anyway, taming a Rex isn't the hardest thing. For how big it is pretty slow. It'd be hard to outrun it on foot, but you could easily kite it and trank it out by riding on a dinosaur like a raptor or a gallimimus. It takes a lot of arrows or darts to knock out, but its torpor depletes slowly, so you might not even have to use many narcotics. Once you tame a Rex, you can ride around on it, terrorizing everything around you. The Rex has a huge health pool and decent stamina for a large creature. It's not incredibly fast in run speed or attack speed, but it's quick enough and has enough damage output to take down most foes. The Rex has one attack, a straight up bite attack that does quite a bit of damage and has decent knockback. This attack can be activated by using left click on PC. The Rex also has another ability, and that's its roar. The roar is activated by pressing left click on PC, and it terrifies almost every creature around the Rex. Any non-allies under a certain drag weight and of a lower level than the Rex will be stunned and poop themselves. This has a slight cooldown, so you can't just keep stunning foes endlessly. Rexes are great harvesters of raw meat, raw prime meat, and are decent at getting pelt, chitin, keratin, and hide. Obviously, and as I mentioned before, Rexes have a large health pool and quite good damage output, so they're one of the most commonly used dinosaurs to defeat the endgame bosses. They can also be great to scare and ward off other players in PvP. So, do I think it's worth the effort to tame a Rex? Yes, I do. For how solid of a tame they are, Rexes aren't super hard to tame. They're great to have for so many things, like protecting your tribe, killing bosses, harvesting meat, and even gathering poop with their roar. I don't have much else to say, so go ahead and tame yourself a Rex. The last creature I'll discuss today is the one and only dodo bird. As stupid as it seems, I still need to cover the dodo, and I might just say something that'll surprise you, so stay tuned. The dodo looks just like a small prehistoric chicken, and it can be found very commonly around the island's coasts and slightly inland. This creature is probably the first, if not the first, knockout tame that any player gets in ARK. Dodos are oblivious to everything. They often walk into danger and get themselves killed. If attacked, they'll attempt to run away, but their movement speed is so slow that they have very little chance of escaping. This will work to your advantage as they're incredibly easy to knock out and tame. As a side note, the real-life dodo was found on an island called Mauritius, and it inhabited the island with no natural predators. Since real-life dodos faced no threats, they wouldn't know how to react to danger, and their oblivious demeanor in-game makes a lot of sense. Once you tame your dodo, it won't do much as a bodyguard for you due to its low health, attack, and speed. You'd be better off carrying it back to your base. Yes, you can carry it in your hands, and keeping it as a pet. After all, you get a bit of experience taming it. The dodo has a few uses considering how weak it is. Female dodos can be a great early game source of food, and I don't mean kill and eat your dodos. Dodos lay a ton of eggs, which can be eaten straight off the ground. The dodo egg mechanic is unique to their species, as every time the dodo needs to poop, there's a chance an egg will come out instead. This means that the egg supply rapidly increases, and having a group of females with one male to speed up production even more means that you don't have to worry about farming meat for a long time. Wild dodos lay a lot of eggs too, and they don't attack you if you pick up their eggs, but I think that having a tamed group is the best way to get eggs. In PvP, dodos can be used as a vector for communicable diseases such as swamp fever. You heard that right, dropping a biohazardous dodo into an enemy base can wipe out your foes with minimal effort. Also, it might seem cruel, but dodos can also be used as a diversion against wild creatures. Say you're low level and come across a Rex. You can simply throw your tamed dodo at the Rex and whistle it to attack. It won't stand a chance, but it can buy you enough time to get away. Do I think it's worth the effort to tame a dodo? yes, they're so easy to tame that I wouldn't even call it effort. They have quite a few unique uses, and I'm sure you'll find a role for them on your team. Even if you don't, they're still a cute pet to have. So overall, yes, I think you should tame at least a couple dodos. Thank you for watching to the end of my video. As always, drop your thoughts and comments down below, and let me know if there's an ARK creature you want me to cover next. Be sure to follow my Instagram at IamQuarantined for updates on new videos, and join me over on Twitch to hang out between my YouTube uploads. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, stay deadly, viruses.